Hey, it's Midnight Round, and today we're doing part 5, would you believe it, of the awesome game Shit Happens. If you haven't seen the other 4 parts, I will link them at the end. And if you want to like, subscribe me, give me a big thumbs up. If you enjoyed this video, I would much appreciate it. Basically, this is a game called Shit Happens, and it is really for 18 and upwards. So this is a disclaimer. You have been warned that the content in this video may not be to everybody's tastes. It is for 2 or more players, but today you are the one I am playing with. So Shit Happens is basically a game devised to scale how miserable you would be if certain events happened to you. So if you dropped your phone in the toilet, if you shit your pants, if you were caught having sex with another person other than your partner. And basically you have a scale of 0 being okay and not bothered to anything up to 100 being the worst pain and misery you've ever felt. We go along and we pick 15 random cards, and we go through them and we see whether we agree or disagree with each of the numbers on each of the cards, and we also chat about them. If you then beg to differ, please comment, whether in the Premiere bar next to me right here or in the comments below if you're watching this back as a video, because if you make a decent and wonderful comment on my video, you could be featured in a comments video which will highlight your channel because you'll be shouted out along with your lovely message. So make your messages count, because it might be you who's chosen to be in my shout outs video. So we have 15 cards. Let's get started. So the example for the first one is kicked in the nuts by a kangaroo. So 0 is perfectly fine and 100 is the most misery you've ever felt. Now this is kicked in the nuts by a kangaroo. Personally, I'm a female, don't have any nuts to spare, but 46, kangaroos can kick fairly hard. Like, I mean, I would say their kick is probably as powerful as a horse's. Maybe not as quite, but have you seen a kangaroo kick before on a nature program? Oh, they'd give you a run for your money. They really would. 46, maybe that's a bit low. I don't have nuts to say, but I would say being kicked in the nuts by a woman is fairly painful. But being kicked in the nuts like proper by a kangaroo, it's got to be painful. Gotta be. I would say this is a little bit low. I mean, yes, the pain will go away eventually, but I mean, any men out there, comment down below whether you feel that being kicked in the nuts by a kangaroo is about this, because it's a bit hard for me to comment not having any. If I was kicked in the by a kangaroo in my lady bit, I would say it probably wouldn't be as painful as being kicked as a man. Mauled by a crazed chimp. Well, we have an animal theme going on here. Mauled by a crazed chimp, 73. I mean, the fact that you're holding a banana, you're probably asked to be attacked. Chimpanzees can be really aggressive. And 73, I would say that's probably about right, around the 70, 75 sort of thing. I mean, the monkey loves you. Look, he's got a fist. Look at that little fist. Would he hurt you? I mean, you do have a banana. Monkeys usually, they don't generally attack people unless they're like threatened. So the fact that you stole their banana, you probably deserve it. 73, probably about right. If you feel different, remember, comment down below or comment in the sidebar if you're watching this as a premiere. Every comment counts. Slicing your finger open on a can of beans. Now, interesting story. My son once cut his finger on a Coke can. He opened the can, and when he pushed it open, he pushed too far. And when he pulled his thumb back out, basically when he pushed it in, because he was sort of smallish, he pushed his finger too far. And when he pulled his finger back out, he sliced the side of his finger open on the inside of the Coke can. And that literally just bled and bled. Just was absolutely horrendous. They are really, really sharp. But a bean can, I would say they're like serrated, aren't they? They give you a nasty nick. I've never cut myself before on a can. I can safely say, and 36 probably sounds about right. It wouldn't be that painful unless, obviously, like this one, you chopped your finger off. But it does say sliced your finger open, so it's still attached, which means it's probably not too bad. Watching a porn video of your parents with your parents. Wow. Yeesh. Watching a porno in the first place, I suppose is fine. The porno of your parents, no. And watching it with your parents, like this guy said, my eyes are burning. I would wash mine out with acid. I mean, 53, that sounds low. Why, A, are you watching a porno with your parents? B, at what point did your parents think it was a good idea to even film a porno, let alone show you? And Jesus, why are you watching it? No. 53, much higher. I would say it's 80. Like, scarring me for life. Okay. Swimsuit comes off in public pool. Ooh. So for a woman, I mean, if you're wearing a bikini, your bikini top could come undone. The ties at the back. For a man, I suppose your trunks could come off the same as a woman, unless you're a woman and you're wearing a one piece. Would you be embarrassed, 52? I mean, you can dive off a diving board, and as you hit the water, your trunks could come off, I guess. Or, like I said, your halter top could come undone if you have a bikini. I don't know. You'd probably live it down. It would be embarrassing, yes. 52. I don't know what misery you can have. You just put your trunks back on and just carry on. A bit of nudity. I think that's pretty high. I would say it's low, sort of 20, 30, if that. Like I said, comment down below if you feel different, or in the comment bar. Stung by a jellyfish, 22. Now, the tale of peeing on someone if they're stung by a jellyfish, I believe is true. If you are stung by a jellyfish, the best thing you can do is to urinate on it. Now, I don't know if you've ever tried urinating on your own foot. It's not the easiest thing to do. Never been stung by a jellyfish, but I did watch the episode of Friends where Monica was stung by a jellyfish and she couldn't pee on herself, so Chandler or Joey had to pee on her, and obviously Chandler pussied out and Joey did it. But I don't know if it would be misery. I suppose it'd be more painful than anything. And the embarrassment of maybe having someone pee on you would probably be the worst thing compared to the sting, because the sting would go, but the shame would last forever, maybe. Okay, next one. Creepy homeless guy follows you home. I don't even know what he's got in there. Creepy guy follows you. Creepy homeless guy follows you home. 18.5. Now, I was actually followed home from work many years ago. I was working in a pub, and I was actually followed home by a bloke, and he followed me home literally the 1.5 miles to my house. I wasn't sure he was following me at first. Wasn't sure. But he followed me all the way from the pub to the town centre, then out to the bridge and under the bridge and right the way to my house. It was about 1.5 miles to my house from the pub, and I walked it, and he was still following me. And when I went in my gate, he kind of looked at me as he went by and carried on walking. So whether he was just walking home from the pub and he lived near where I was, he just seemed creepy. So being stalked by a homeless guy for me would probably be a bit more. I'd be a little bit creeped that he's gonna like nick my wallet or something. But I always kind of give homeless guys money, so maybe if I gave him a couple of quid, he'd leave me alone and just be on his merry way. So that's probably about right. I mean, would a homeless guy necessarily prove to be, you know, a mugger or something? Not necessarily. Remember, never judge a book by its cover. Mum drunkenly complains about her sex life. I would say that this would probably be more embarrassing on her part than for you, because you can just forget what she said. Unfortunately, she has to live with the fact that she told you, and it could be anything. She could have told you that your dad's the best sex ever, or she could have said your dad's crap, the partner I had before was better. So, or she could be having an affair and let the cat out of the bag. I have no idea. 12, it's probably about right. It's not going to be painful for you. It might be embarrassing for her, but I think you might live through it. To be fair, I don't think it's going to cause you any detrimental kind of, issues. The condom breaks, 88.5. Yeah, this is an interesting one because I've actually had this happen, amazingly. The condom broke and I ended up with my eldest son. There you go, a little bit of story for you. But 88.5, I mean, it may not be the worst thing in the world, but if it's unplanned, obviously, no one plans for a condom to break. But look at the little bundle of joy. Yeah, that's what they tell you. 88.5, I would say that's probably about right. When I found out I was pregnant, it came as a shock. Yeah. I mean, things happen, obviously, and things happen for a reason, so check your condoms. Check them. Check expiry dates. Check you're using them right, and for God's sake, check after you've used them. Falling down a flight of stairs. Oh, I've done this one. I've done this twice. Each time more painful than the last. 20. I can tell you that when I fell down the flight of stairs, it hurt. The first flight of stairs I fell down was in my dad's house, and I fell down about 4 or 5 steps. Wasn't so bad. I fell down the stairs in my own house, down a pair of wooden stairs with no carpet. After living there, I don't know, about 18 months, we hadn't got a carpet at that point. It was expensive to get it on the stairs because obviously you pay for all the steps, and we had a lot of other things to pay for. We already had 2 kids, so I fell down the stairs and I bruised my hip that badly. I thought I'd broken it. And that was really painful. This is very low. I was in pain for months after I fell down the stairs and hurt myself. Months. Took ages to recover. Catch a rash from a public toilet, 57. It actually looks like there's a octopus in that one. Okay, 57. Catching a rash from a public toilet. Now, unfortunately, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Whether it's in public or in your own house, you could catch a rash, to be fair. If you have people come over and stay, or people visit, people are going to use your loo. I try and avoid using public toilets. I'm claustrophobic, so I don't like to use cubicles anyway. I get nervous in a public loo. I just don't like them. They're messy. They're unhygienic. So yeah, it's probably about right. Around 50, I would say. It's probably embarrassing more than anything. But, ugh. No, public toilets are not for me. Your pet is missing. Oh, 64.5. If Midnight went missing, I'd be devastated. Everybody out there on YouTube, if you've watched my videos before, you know I've got a lovely cat called Midnight. And he went missing about a year ago. He disappeared for like 2 or 3 days and just vanished into thin air. And I honestly thought he'd gone or he'd been hit by a car, and he just turned up. I don't know where he'd been or what he'd been doing, but he just turned up. And I would say it's a bit higher for me. For me, it'd be like 70, 75. My anxiety would be tremendously high if he disappeared again. And look at that kitty. Find this kitty. Yeah, I'd be out there looking for my cat. That's just me. Your dog kills your neighbour's pet bunny. Oh dear. Now that's terrible. When I was a little girl, I actually had a rat kill my pet bunny. I know. We had bunnies. My nan and granddad lived next door, and they had 2 bunny hutches, and they bought us each a bunny. Or they bought themselves the bunnies, and we used to just go over there and see them. And unfortunately, one morning, when granddad said, "Let's go feed the rabbits," and I was like, "Yeah, let's go." When we opened the cage, there was a rat in there, and it obviously had a fight with the bunny, and the rat and the bunny had killed each other. Basically, 17 seems pretty low. I'd be devastated not only that my dog did it, but it also killed another animal. This dog looks quite happy with itself. My pet would be so told off. No, for me that's too low. Like I said, if you beg to differ, comment down below or in the comments. I love to see all your comments. And remember, you could be featured in a comments video. Stepping on Lego in bare feet. Now this absolutely fucking hurts. If you've ever stepped on a plug, it's like, oh, it's like the worst pain ever. Standing on Lego, I do not envy any parent doing this. If you're a parent out there and you have kids, for God's sake, tell them to put their Lego up. Because I've done it before. I've walked on Lego barefooted, and the pain, it absolutely hurts. It doesn't hurt for long, it just stings. But 0.5, I mean, I'd say as a parent, this would be a little bit too low. I'd say it's a little bit higher for me. The fact that I've stepped on Lego before and it wasn't the most enjoyable experience. And the last one, passing a kidney stone, 52.5. Never had kidney stones before. Did watch the episode of Friends where Joey had kidney stones, and apparently he looked in a lot of pain. And apparently it can be really painful to pass a kidney stone depending on the size of the kidney stone. Sometimes you have to have shockwave therapy to break the stones down. You can pee them out naturally. Apparently, both men, I don't know about women, whether they can do that. I would assume not. I would say it's easier for a man. But 52.5, I don't know how much pain you'd be in. I gotta say, it's gotta be like maybe having period pains. It would be like cramps in your stomach. So I would say probably 50. It could be really painful to have period pains, let alone passing as a kidney stone. I would say that's about right. Maybe a little bit higher. Not having kidney stones in my life before. So, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, big thumbs up. What did we learn today? Well, we learned about passing a kidney stone. We learned about catching a rash from a toilet. We learned about watching a porno of your parents with your parents. I think I might be blind. Kicked in the nuts by a kangaroo. And also being stung by a jellyfish. And then we learned many other wonderfully stupid things that can happen to you. And unfortunately, as the game is called, shit happens. Stuff does happen to you. If you have to be the unlucky people that have experienced some of these, do comment down below your funny stories, your anecdotes. Whether you believe these to be higher or lower than the numbers stated. If you comment down below and I like your comment, you could be featured in a comments video, in a future comments video where I take your comments and I give you a shout out. And if you want to like, subscribe to me and give me a big thumbs up. There will be some more of these coming. We do have quite a lot of cards left, so if people like them, I will continue to finish the series off. Like I said, there's been 4 other videos in this series. If you want to see them, I will link them at the end of this video. If you want to like and subscribe to me to possibly see some more shit happens videos, or to look at all my other content, I would love you to thumbs up on your way out as well. and I will see you soon for another video. I hope you enjoyed this, and remember, shit happens to me, to you, to everybody. Bye.